I'm going to show you why getting a fever can be so dangerous. We're going to look at enzymes, and we're going to get this one hydrated. And enzymes are what help chemical reactions take place. And without them, our body will not work. So we're adding the water. Now I'm going to add 4 milliliters of the enzyme solution to each test tube. We're going to stick each of these tubes into a different temperature water bath. So the first one is going to go into ice water. The second one is going to go into warm water, kind of like body temperature. And the third one is going to go into boiling water. And we're going to let these sit for 10 minutes and see what the effect is of temperature on these various enzymes. Just after 10 minutes, we're going to add milk to each one of these test tubes. Now, why milk? It's because the enzyme we're using is renin, and renin is found in cows' stomachs, and it helps milk to curdle. It's an enzyme that makes it curdle so that the milk absorption is more slow than it would typically be. So that's the enzyme that we're using. So we're going to first add this chilled milk to our ice cold enzyme. We're going to look for curdling. We're going to let it go another 10 minutes. And into the second tube, we're going to add 4 milliliters of milk. And then we're going to actually refresh the solution, and we'll let them sit for 10 more minutes. Okay, let's see what happens. So it's been 10 more minutes, and this is the one that is chilled. So we're going to turn it and see what has happened to the milk. And it looks like our milk's enzyme renin solution are exactly the same. So the enzyme renin has not helped to clot the milk in this one. Here's the one that was in the warm environment. So this one, if you look at it, you can see a great big chunk of milk in there. So renin has been actively curdling that milk and helping the molecules to all stick together. What about in the one that was in the boiling water? Let's see what happens here. If I push it through, looks like the milk is still liquid in this environment too. So the heat prevented the enzyme from working as well. So what does this mean? What does this have to do with our getting a fever? Well, basically it tells us that if our body temperature gets too high, the enzymes break down and they no longer work. In fact, they completely break down and they can never recover. So that is what makes a temperature, a fever, so dangerous. Then all the enzyme reactions in our body would not take place and we would actually die. What about if it's cold? In this case, you can see that the reactions are not happening as well. And that means they're actually taking place so slowly that they're not effective, that the enzyme's not really working well. But if we were to warm this up and do another experiment with that and let it sit in there for a while, these enzymes actually would eventually work. You can re-warm someone who's gotten cold, but those that are in the heat, like this one, would never recover, even if I put them now in a warm environment, because the enzymes are permanently destroyed. So I hope you find this interesting, and thank you for joining us.